So much noise. I've been meaning to sit down and make my 2025 vision board, so I thought, why not do this together and I can invite you into this little workshop. All you really need is either your computer, your phone, or an iPad, or if you have all the materials already to do it like analog and not digital. What we're gonna start with doing is to research. Yes. What we're gonna start with doing is to resource inspo photos. The best is to have a list written down with the things that you want to accomplish for 2025. Then after I've written that list, I'm gonna use that to make sure that I get all the reference photos that I want for 2025 for the next year, or for this year actually. I'm looking for photos that inspires me and that speaks to me and that feels like this is my goal. I'm so sorry, our boiler is so loud. Someone is using the hot water in this building. It's so loud. I've been meaning to film this video for probably 3 weeks now, or 4 weeks. I used to have not been able to because there's so many things always coming in the way of me filming. It's been driving me slightly insane, but here we are. Something I also do is look for quotes, or for, I search like happy aura or happy feeling. I also search for different like angel numbers, anything that like really resonates with my goals for 2025. So when you find the photos that you like, you save them down to your device and then you get started. You can actually create a mood board already in Pinterest, but I'm gonna use Photoshop. You can also use Canva or Procreate, like any app or device, or any way you can print them too and like cut them out and stick them onto a paper. Any way you can make a mood board, use that medium. Once you're done, you can print the mood board, the vision board, and you can hang it up somewhere that you can see it. I'm gonna probably just print a smaller version and have it in my calendar, and I'm just gonna do that, I think. I also want to make a bingo card to make it easy and fun to track my accomplishments of 2025. I'm gonna make this one in CapCut because I know they have like pre-made templates for bingo cards. I'm gonna do it in a format so that I can keep it in my calendar, because I carry my calendar with me every day. So I think that's like the perfect spot for me to have my vision board and my bingo card. Let's talk about my 2025 goals. My job is to be online. I know it sounds so silly saying it out loud, but I've created a part of my job to be online. I work as a freelance model in Korea, so that means that I have to constantly promote myself because my agency doesn't really do that. Yeah, so I have to constantly put myself out there to make sure that brands and clients can see me. But I also started like influencing or content creation on the side as well, so that also became part of my job. And I love that, but I do feel like I need to cut down on being online, if that makes sense. Like I need to cut my screen time. Some of my goals for 2025 is to start reading more books. Books and literature like helps you with your vocabulary, it helps you with your thinking, it makes you more creative, like all these things. Like it gives you social skills as well. Reading is so good for your brain, and I'm embarrassed to say that I probably read about 5 books in the past 5 or 6 years. Since coming here, I stopped reading books. I don't even have a library card in Korea. In every city I've ever lived in, I've had a library card. I don't have a library card here. That feels strange. I used to read so much, and it feels strange to not be reading this much anymore. Something I've noticed that I don't particularly like, that I think is a result of being too much online, chronically online, so to say, is that I do feel like I've adopted a little bit of that like influencer slash online persona voice. I feel like my voice has been changing a little bit, the way I talk, the demeanor, and I don't like that. I don't want to have that kind of demeanor. I don't want to have that voice. I want to be me. So we're changing that. We're taking a little bit of step back. I also really want to pick up my art again and my creativity. Like I want to craft and work on my creativity, find my way back to it. I do feel like the biggest reason I've stopped being, well, I'm still creative, I would say, by making content, but I do feel like my art side has been lacking or suffering because I have put this like immense pressure on myself and for my work to be like amazing, astonishing, the best thing that ever happened, which is not reasonable and not realistic. Having such headache for the past week. do think that the reason I put so much pressure on myself is because I feel like I have to be great, and I do also think it kind of stems from like likes, comments, algorithm, you know, all those things, like the outside validation instead of inwards validation, because you should make art for yourself, and if others happen to like it, that's just a plus. Another goal of mine is to start knitting and crocheting again. I used to do a lot of that when I was younger, and overall I just want to do more things with my hands. This year is all about becoming more analog and getting offline. I do have some other goals, but I want to keep them for myself, because I do believe that it's important to keep some goals for yourself. Not everything is for sharing. You can share it when you accomplish them. So that's what I'm gonna do. And if I don't, you're never gonna know about them. So I also think we should do a little like look back at 2024, like a little bit of reflection. One thing that was like my biggest goal last year was to learn a new skill or like get a hobby, which I did. I started taking ballet classes. I also got better at Korean, which has been my goal for a few years. People don't believe me when I say that I am not a language person. It took me years to learn English, and English and Swedish, they are both Germanic languages. They're within the same language branch, so that should be way easier for me than compared to a Korean, for example, because their languages are so far apart. It took me years. I could not get a hold of it. The languages to me are not logical. Like, I just cannot grasp it. Like, it doesn't make sense. I just know it or I don't. So I'm very proud of myself. I'm not fluent in Korean, but I've gotten a lot better, and that's my goal overall. I just want to start speaking Korean and get better at it, so I'm very proud of myself for that. I also did my first semi-decaffeinated year. In May this year, it's gonna be 2 years since I stopped drinking caffeine. I do only drink decaf when it comes to coffee. I do drink matcha and green tea. Not all matchas, because some of them are strong and that like really sets me off. And I also do occasionally drink Coke. So that's why I say that I'm semi-caffeine free, because I know those contains caffeine. Overall, I don't drink coffee with caffeine. I also received 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, so thank you very much. I'm super happy. As of recording this, I actually have 1,111, so 1111 subscribers, and it's an angel number, and it feels extra special, and I'm so grateful and thankful for having you here. And I hope that this year I can keep growing and making more fun and interesting videos that you will enjoy. I've also learned a lot about myself. I've learned good and bad things about myself, things that I want to change or improve, but I also learned about things that I'm very proud of with myself. What are the things that you have accomplished in this past year that you are proud of? And what's some goals that you're setting for yourself in 2025? I'd love to hear about them in the comments down below. Let's cheer each other on and let's stay positive. And I wish you a wonderful and amazing 2025. Bye. Oh, okay, come here.